Good morning, sir. I am Avinav Utkarsh and I would be presenting a video presentation today on the topic naive Bayes algorithm, which we use for classification. So my presentation is actually divided into 6 parts, as you can see. So let's start with the first part. So the first part is what is actually classification. So classification is nothing but a predictive model problem where we need to predict a class of an object. So let's say we have an object and we need to classify, is it a banana or an apple? So we would need to use a classification model to predict that. So there are obviously many types of classifications and we can classify them in 4 types. One of them being binary classification, the other one being multi-class classification, then multi-label classification, and then comes imbalanced classification. So as you can see on the diagram, there are two classes, one with plus signs and one with circle symbols, and we are separating it with a line. So this gets you a little bit of rough idea what actually a class means. So let us move to the second part of my slide. The second part of my slides consists of Bayes theorem. This is actually one of the most important probability theorem that we use today. So Bayes theorem is a way to find probability of something when we have another event already occurred. Let's take a look into Bayes theorem. So Bayes theorem says we need to find posterior. It is nothing but probability of A being true given B is true, and then for that we need to have a prior, obviously, and then we would multiply it with the likelihood and finally dividing it with the marginalization. So let's understand it with an example to get a better idea of the concept. So let's say I have my birthday tomorrow and I want to for some reason celebrate in a desert, but the history says that it has only rained for 5 days in the past few years per year. So what next? Well, there would be another event. The another event would be the weather guy who predicted that there is like chances of rain actually today. So that's kind of sad. So he like the weather guy actually forecast correctly 90% of the time when it actually doesn't rain, but he is 10% of the time wrong when it actually rains. So we need to obviously find the probability of rain on my birthday. So let's denote the A1 event as it rains on my birthday and A2 as it doesn't rain. And then there will be a event B in which we would consider that the weather guy says that it rains. So now obviously the probability of raining on my birthday would be 5 upon 365, and obviously not would be 1 minus this. So that's 360 upon 365. So now it comes like when it actually rains and the weather guy is predicted that it rains, it would be 0.9. It's given in the question, and then it actually doesn't rain, but the weather guy predicted that it will rain, so we would have its probability as 0.1. So now we need to obviously find the probability of rain on my birthday, whether it rains tomorrow or not. So we would just put these values in the Bayes theorem and we would get a solution of 11% chances of rain when the weather guy says it will rain on my birthday. So obviously the weather guy is wrong, because if we need to understand it, Bayes theorem actually gives us an idea about considering the whole ratio, not just one single probability that the weather guy said or not. We need to consider the whole ratio. In this, by ratio I mean the whole uh, what we can say, the range of the days when it didn't rain, that is around 360. It's far more than the range of the days it actually rained in past few years, so that's 5. So that's what we need to understand with Bayes theorem. So let us move to the third part of our slide. So the third part of our slide is actually the naive Bayes theorem or the classifier. So naive Bayes is one of the most straightforward classifying algorithm that we already learned in the past few slides. It is actually suitable for large chunks of data for its training, and it is obviously based on naive Bayes theorem. But it's actually not just one theorem; it's family of theorems. So there is like Gaussian naive Bayes classifier, and then there is the naive Bayes classifier that we would be discussing in the live demo part of this PPT presentation. So there is a few assumptions that naive Bayes already has. One of them being the events are independent and have equal contribution to the outcome. What does this actually mean? We would understand this in the later example. So let's move to the fourth part of the PPT. How does it actually work? So naive Bayes has actually not a lot of things going underneath it, it actually just calculates the prior probability for every class level. That's the probability that the thing is actually true. And we then finally find the likelihood probability for each of those attribute classes. And then the only stuff left for us to do is to put these values in the base formula, and whichever class got the higher probability, we would just assign it the same class. Let's say the probability for having a banana was 0.9 and the probability for having apple was 0.1, so we would assign that third object to the banana class. So let us see a little bit of example. So we have a little table here, so where we can see that it actually predicts we should play yes or no if if the weather is sunny, overcast, rainy. So first we would need to create the frequency table. That means that we would create how many times it actually we can play when it is overcast or sunny or rainy and total. Then we would find the likelihood table 1, and then finally a likelihood table 2 would also consider of posterior probability for every prediction class. That means a yes posterior probability and probability for a no posterior. So let us move to the fifth part of the PPT, and this would be one of the most interesting part of the PPT because we would understand where it is actually used today. So some of the common applications are spam email detection, sentiment analysis, and categorization of news, and finally face recognition. But one I haven't listed here is actually text classification, which actually is kind of interesting. So that's why I created a little what we can say a little Jupyter notebook file for understanding how text classification is actually working in Naive Bayes. So let's get into it. So here is it actually is on my Git repository. So let us try our Naive Bayes classifier. So our Naive Bayes classifier. Before getting into Naive Bayes classifier, let's get into the data part. So this is our data that we need to use for the training of our Naive Bayes model. So it has different classes. Let's say religion miscellaneous, politics, and then politics guns, and then there is religion in Christian, and then scientific space. And so we need to classify, we need to have some text, and we need to classify them into these classes. So let us move into the classification code. So first I am actually using scikit-learn to classify our model or to create our model. So scikit-learn actually already has all of the stuff pre-built, we just need to use it. So let's say we need to classify these classes. So we have these classes and we are using these as our base. We are not using all of the 20 classes, we are just using these. So we divided our training data and testing data. So you can see that the training data has these keys in the dictionary value. So that's not actually the part of Naive Bayes classifier. So first what we need to do is we need to actually give unique ID to each of the words. Let's say there is a text, the quick brown fox. So the quick brown fox, every word would have their own unique ID so that it is easy for us to calculate the frequency of it. So this would just count the frequency and give count the frequency of those IDs. Now let's say we need to have, like, let's say there is a sentence, the quick brown fox is playing in the field. So as we can see, the is an article of English and it would occur a lot of times in any English text. So we need to reduce the frequency of very large occurring element that has no use to do with our classification model or the class in which we want to classify the object into. So that's why we would use our TF-ID transformer function to just reduce the frequency of all of the words that are actually of no use, like for example the is, etc. So now we need to do our model training. So this one line is just having our model training, which we can see right here by the MNB word. MNB is nothing but multinomial Naive Bayes that we are using right here. So now let us test our data. After this point of time, our model is already trained. So now we just need to test it. So as we can see here, there is an example text that I created. It's not actually part of the testing data. So our one of the string says vector art is cool. Another string says neurons are in the brain and I love Python. So first we need to obviously again convert it into IDs, and then we need to find the count of it. So that was the first step that we did. Now we can predict it. Finally, when we have the frequency, table of it, now we can finally predict it. So the prediction says vector art is cool, belongs to computer graphics, which is true. Vector is a computer graphic term. Neurons are in the brain belongs to science.medical, and I love Bible belongs to religion.christian. So as we can see, our model is working pretty well. So let's see how it actually performed in the testing data. So we again actually, for the testing data, we actually need to again transform it into IDs and then reduce the reduce the words that we have no use for, and we would count the number of occurrence of each ID. And finally, when we predict it, we get our accuracy of 83.4%. And here is the metric of our naive Bayes model that we trained on this text classifier. So that was the sixth part of my presentation, and now we would move to the seventh part, not seventh part, but we would just have a recap of our presentation, what we actually did. So the seventh part of the presentation is what is classification we saw, and then we saw what is Bayes theorem, we saw what is naive Bayes, we saw how does it work, we saw where it is used, and we had a live demo. So yes, that was all for today.